Total siege. British M270 missiles bombard column of Russian armored vehicles while fleeing Ukraine. Devastating British guided missiles are helping Ukraine to push back Russian invaders in the east of the country. The commander of an artillery unit said, "Thanks to these weapons, we've carried out really high priority missions. These included hitting key enemy military bases, columns of armored vehicles, and ammunition supplies." The missiles, fired by 6 British-supplied multiple launch rocket systems, or M31A1, are precision-guided and have a range of more than 50 miles. Speaking to Sky News, the commander said, in his opinion, around 30% of the successes achieved by Ukraine in a major counteroffensive in the east were thanks to British, as well as German, rocket launchers. Kyiv says it has made significant gains across 4 regions illegally annexed by Moscow. Luhansk Governor Serhiy Haidai said, several settlements have already been liberated from the Russian army. There are also reports of major breakthroughs in the Kherson, Donetsk, and Zaporizhia regions. In a rousing address, Ukraine President Volodymyr Zelensky declared, "Our soldiers do not stop. And it's only a matter of time before we expel the occupier from all of our land." Yesterday, he chaired a meeting of top military officials. They discussed ways of countering new weapons being used by Russia, including Iranian-made drones. Kyiv claimed 12 had attacked from the south overnight, with 6 shot down. Any hope of talks with Vladimir Putin seemed to have disappeared after the Russian president's decision to rubber-stamp the annexation of the 4 regions yesterday. Andriy Yermak, head of Zelensky's presidential office, said, "Worthless decisions by a terrorist country are not worth the paper they are signed on." Retreating Russian forces have been ordered to dig in on a new defensive line. Dmitry Peskov, Kremlin spokesman, claimed the 4 regions will be with Russia forever. A pledge by the Biden administration to send an extra £547 million in military aid to Ukraine triggered threats of a direct military clash between Russia and the U.S. Anatoly Antonov, Russia's ambassador to America, said, "We call on Washington to stop its provocative actions that could lead to the most serious consequences." Meanwhile, Liz Truss told the Conservative Party conference, "Ukraine can win, Ukraine must win, and Ukraine will win." The EU has passed its 8th sanctions package against Russia since the invasion began 7 months ago. However, Ukrainian troops have advanced 20 miles against Russian invaders in the south of the country. In another humiliating setback for Vladimir Putin, tanks smashed through his front lines at Kherson. The region is one of 4 territories annexed by Moscow last week, but none is fully under its control. Ukrainian tanks were said to be moving quickly along the Dnipro River to threaten the supply lines of thousands of Kremlin troops. However, Kyiv remained tight-lipped about the counteroffensive said to be the biggest breakthrough of the war in the south. A number of settlements have been recaptured, mirroring successes in the east and turning the tide against the Russians. The breakthrough was acknowledged by Vladimir Saldo, the region's Moscow-installed leader. He said on Russian state TV, "The information is tense, let's put it that way, because yes, there were breakthroughs. There's a settlement called Dutchany along the Dnipro River, and in that region, there was a breakthrough. There are settlements occupied by Ukrainian forces. Dutchany is around 20 miles south of where the front stood before the breakthrough, making it one of the fastest advances of the war and the swiftest in the south." An image emerged of Ukrainian soldiers posing with their flag draping a golden statue of an angel in what is believed to be the village of Mykolaiv, around 12 miles beyond the previous front line. A Ukrainian source described the counteroffensive as heroic, adding, "The advance is similar to gains in the east in September, where our forces seized back territory and forced the invaders to retreat." Just days ago, Moscow ordered the withdrawal of Russian troops from Lyman in the eastern region of Donetsk as they were about to be completely surrounded and cut off. The town was recaptured on Friday, hours after a concert on Moscow's Red Square where President Putin proclaimed the provinces of Donetsk, Luhansk, Kherson, and Zaporizhia to be Russian territory forever. President Volodymyr Zelensky said Lyman had been completely cleared of invading troops, and video footage showed triumphant Ukrainian soldiers waving their national flag on the outskirts. Recapturing Lyman is a major success as it had been used as a logistics hub by Russia. The southern counteroffensive, similar to efforts in Kharkiv in the northeast, threatens supply lines for up to 25,000 invading troops on the west bank of the Dnipro.